The floor is now open, right, for comments or concerns regarding the just ended Elvis National Carnival. All right? Feel free.
Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Yenke Murray. I am representing Yenke's World Designs. Overall, for me, I brought Kiddies Carnival, and the experience was okay-ish. Some of my concerns would have been the marketing of Carnival and the engagement of launching the Carnival, because there were little to no spectators on the road to see the kiddies' costumes or adults, as far as I am concerned. I don't believe that it was launched at all, or if it was launched, we were launching to ourselves in Tobago. So there was the show, the hard work that was done by the band leaders, because some of the kiddies' costumes was really, really nice, great construction and so on. And I don't believe that anybody got to enjoy it, right? And for my belief is because the way in which it was launched, right? Another concern that I have, and I will continue to have, is the offering of support in terms of grants and so on, and then we getting it like a week before, and now usually we used to get it to help us prepare with the costumes and so on. And this year, which was, I don't know if I missed the discussion or what, or to my surprise, when we went to collect the check, it was 30% after they were saying the grant was approved, right? So they said it would be 30%. Then when you get your count on the road, then you would be given 20%, and then the initial funds, the rest of the funds after, whatever percent is left, which makes no sense, because the band already crossed the road. It cannot help the band in any way thereafter, right? So in terms of costume, production, or even if it's at 2 cents to buy water or juice or whatsoever it may be for the kids on the road, that it's not making any sense. So that needs to be revisited.
The timeliness of the grant.
Yes, timeliness of the grant. It definitely needs to be revisited, and we need to think about it logically, right? So that, and also I've been posting this for quite some time on Facebook, and people have been resharing it and so on and so on. It's how we talk about progress in this space. And year after year, I've been marking the dates now. Not this year, the year before, it was May, we got paid May the 5th. Then, I believe last year it was somewhere in August. And I'm hoping that it's not September or October this year, because then it makes no sense. You all engage the people, the band leaders, in nights of sleep, no sleep, and no. It's craziness. It is really craziness, and it cannot. But then there are outstanding creditors, people who needs to be paid that are down our backs. Some people we have to offer incentives. You understand? And all these things, and then we break in relationship with contractors who we don't have in Tobago. Some people have to go to Quito Trinidad to credit stuff from creditors, and then they have to wait till whenever to get back the money. And what about the band leaders who take in loans and Island Finance calling them? They don't give us a rest, right? So all these things are a cause for concern, because then they would always have something negative to say in terms of the type of mass that comes out from February, but February are not like the large stakeholders in October, right? Most of the February bands are band leaders from the initial who have small businesses or whatsoever. We are not large organizations. So it's very hard for us to take our money out of our pockets and wait a whole 6, 8, 12 months, however long it may be. It is too long. We are not getting to reinvest the money into our production. the quality of mass will never increase if that continues to happen. That relationship as well needs to be revisited, especially if we want something substantial out of February mass. All right, that's all for me. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Right. So AK's World Designs. Sorry? Yenke, sorry, right? Kiddies. Yes? Okay-ish.
Everything was nice.
Right. I was about to ask you if you could share with us what was the okay-ish part of it. Because those are the things we want to make sure and keep, you see?
Right. So
Right.
this year, we got the option of starting at different points. Right. I was one of the first bands to cross in Scarborough, and probably the third band or fifth band to cross in Roxborough. So in terms of that, I think that it didn't have such a bad bottleneck that it usually have in Roxborough, which was really nice.
Right.
And also in Scarborough, when I came back down, the bands were coming up, the ones that started Coast Guard. So I definitely applaud the efforts in which the parade was done. But as I said, because of, I don't know if it's a short launch or a hard launch, or if we wasn't sure we was having February Carnival, but we did not get the spectators needed to have a successful February Carnival. Yes, it was successful in terms of the band leaders coming out, but a lot of band leaders who usually bring mass did not bring mass. So it's borderline. We need to encourage more, the band leaders more to participate. But as I said, the reason why they're not participating is because it's getting bad to worse and worse just now.
Right.
So we need to get it together.
Right. So
Right?
I get you, sister. Trust me. Right. Yes. Thank you very much. Right. Good. You note takers. You have that. Right. Good. I'll offer two quick things. So if your contribution is very similar to this, perhaps you could add something else, right? But you might want to consider giving way to somebody else who will bring up something else that we actually need to hear as well, because we have this, right? That's one. And two, give me 1 second. The point you made regarding it's getting worse and worse, right? I agree, but that is a national truth, and it's a Caribbean truth, right? So what I wanted to actually say this, and I think now is the time to say it. It doesn't always feel the case, right? But the administration actually tries very hard to do the thing properly. But do know that a fundamental challenge, I wouldn't have to ask the administrator to talk about it, because I know I have spoken about it before, and I know people spoken about it before as well, right? But imagine when the trickles are supposed to come to us, there are delays. And what is promised, we hope now that got changed, right? But what is promised doesn't come. There is always a pull and a tug in terms of how monies are spent and how people get the monies, right? I know stakeholders in Trinidad wait a year, right, before they get paid. They have different streamlines of income. So they don't feel what you feel. So you feel it more acutely, right? But I can tell you too, I'll give you this very personal experience. I was teaching UWI many years ago, and so in 2003, I get paid in 2017 for some work I do in UWI 2003.
I have one question.
So it's a national truth. Go
Right.
through.
So you see, like how we have in this is February, March, April, May. 3 months after, we are having basically a post-mortem of February and whatsoever. What then happens after this? Is it that we're going to wait till after October Carnival to think that we know the National Carnival happens every year? This should not be happening, because this is a national carnival. I do not know how much years, but it's plenty years we have in this thing, all right? So we need to I don't know. This needs to be revisited. It's either we have a division that is dedicated to Carnival, where we have October and February Carnival, and that is all the business that they see about. But the neglect that we are seeing is going to cause two things. It's either the running down or the crash, and then we would call the sabotage of February Carnival, because that's going to come next, all right? Because October Carnival is now imposing on that, right? So then and these are very integral point here. The mass band leaders, yes, the mass band leaders in February cannot survive in October Carnival, right? That is not, I know that is the integration space that you're all trying to integrate us into, but because of the initial launch.
Correction.
Well, I'm not sure, sorry. What is it? It is alleged.
No. That's what I said at the very beginning.
Okay.
You're involved in that process. That's what you're doing here. You're suggesting to us points that will become part of what is a policy on the two things.
Okay, so and you said the policy isn't built.
There's no drive from the division or the THA.
As yet. Or
to put you into anything.
Okay.
What we want to put you into is this, a discussion so that you can feed us and we can feed you.
Well, I know that the policy building will definitely take some time, and it's going to need a lot of these sessions to build something that is substantial for the growth of that. But as is, the February Carnival band leaders cannot survive in October, so both need to be discussed. Right? And the things that would work for October Carnival and their band leaders would not work for February Carnival and their band leaders.
Lovely.
So we both need an ear on the committee that seeks the benefit of both parties, right? If it's going to be a symbiotic relationship or whatsoever, it definitely needs a body that is going to support the growth of both carnivals, because we are so blessed to have two. So what I don't understand, why are we at this point that, you know, it's sometimes it feels unfair and one is being neglected for the other.
Right.
All right? We both can survive in this space.
Lovely. Thank you very much. Good.